Let me ask you something straight from the heart. How many times did you wake up last night just to go to the bathroom? Was it once, twice, or maybe so many times you actually lost count? Be honest with yourself for a moment. You're lying there in bed, finally warm, finally comfortable, finally drifting into that deep, sweet sleep your body has been craving all day. And then, your bladder calls again. You sigh, you struggle to push yourself up. Your knees ache as they touch the floor, and the room feels colder than ever. Now here's my confession to you. I used to believe it was just part of getting older. I thought it was something every senior simply had to live with. But I was wrong, dead wrong. Because waking up constantly at night is not just some small inconvenience, it's your body waving a red flag, and most people ignore it until it's too late. And here's a fact you may not know. Studies show that seniors who wake up more than twice a night to pee are at a much higher risk of falling, suffering memory loss, and even weakening their immune system. Yes, you heard me right. Something as simple as nighttime bathroom trips can snowball into serious, life-changing consequences. And this is why I want you to really lean in for the next few minutes, because this isn't just about getting up to pee, it's about what it's stealing from you. It steals your rest. It steals your energy. It steals your peace of mind. You wake up tired, drained, sometimes even dizzy. You start forgetting little things during the day. You feel less steady on your feet. And for many seniors, it leads to falls in the middle of the night. Falls that can change the rest of your life in seconds. I don't say this to scare you, I say it because I care about you. For seniors, broken sleep isn't harmless. It's dangerous. And I need you to understand this. It's not something you should accept as normal aging. You deserve better. That's why today's video might be one of the most important you've ever watched. Because together, we're going to uncover the one big mistake that's forcing you out of bed at night. I'll show you why it happens, what's really going on in your body, the common myths people believe, and, most importantly, the simple daily habits and fixes that can restore your nights. By the time we're done, you'll have clarity, real solutions, and the confidence to take back your sleep. So stick with me, because what you discover here today may not just change your nights, it could change your days, your health, and your future. Now, before we dive in, let me ask you something personal. How many times do you usually wake up at night to pee? Is it just once or twice? Or are you someone who's up 5, 6, even more times every single night? Type your answer in the comments below. Don't be shy. You'll be surprised how many others are going through the exact same struggle. And when you share, you're not just helping yourself, you're encouraging someone else who's suffering in silence. And hey, if you're new here, welcome to Elderly Spring. This is the place where we talk openly and honestly about the struggles seniors face and where we share solutions that truly make a difference. Hit that subscribe button now because you don't want to miss the tools, the stories, and the breakthroughs that can make your later years stronger, healthier, and more restful. And honestly, let's be real for a second. If you're watching this and you still don't subscribe, ask yourself this. Are you really okay with risking another year of sleepless nights, constant fatigue, and the dangers that come with it? If you won't do it for yourself, at least subscribe for the loved ones who depend on you to stay strong and healthy. And if you still choose not to, then go ahead and tell us in the comments why, because I promise others will be wondering why you'd turn away from something this important. And one more thing before we dive into the main content. Everything we're about to cover today ties in perfectly with the Elderly Spring Sleep Wellness Kit. It's a simple, step-by-step resource designed to help seniors reclaim restful nights and energized mornings. If you want more than just tips, if you want real guidance you can follow tonight, then check the link in the description to get your copy. Trust me, your future self will thank you. Let me start with a story you may find all too familiar. There's a woman named Margaret. She's 72 years old, a grandmother of 5, and for most of her life she slept like a rock. 8 hours, no interruptions, no problem. She used to joke that her sleep was her superpower. But then, slowly, something changed. At first it was one trip to the bathroom around 2 a.m. She brushed it off. It's nothing, she thought. Then it became 2 trips, then 3. Soon, she wasn't laughing about her sleep anymore. She was dragging herself through the day, yawning during conversations, forgetting where she put her glasses, even nodding off while watching her favorite shows. One night, she got up for the 3rd time, rubbing her eyes, and on her way back to bed, she caught the corner of the rug. She stumbled, slammed her shoulder into the wall, and sat there in the dark, shaking. She thought to herself, "Is this really my life now? Am I going to risk breaking a bone just because I need to pee at night?" And maybe you've been there too. Maybe not the fall, but the frustration. You lie down, finally get warm and comfortable, and just as you drift off, your bladder calls. Again and again. You stare at the clock, 12:40, 2:15, 3:57. And by morning, you're so tired you can't tell if it's Tuesday or Thursday. This isn't just Margaret's story. This is the story of millions of seniors across the world, and it's a story that doesn't have to be yours forever. So let's get into what's really going on in your body, because once you understand the science, everything begins to make sense. Here's the first truth. As you age, your bladder changes. It's like a balloon that's been stretched too many times. It doesn't hold as much as it used to. So even small amounts of urine trigger the urge to go. Second, the muscles that control your bladder, the ones that keep things locked in while you sleep, aren't as strong as they once were. Think of them like a rubber band that's been pulled and pulled until it's not as tight anymore. Third, and this one surprises a lot of people, hormones. When you were younger, your body naturally produced a hormone called vasopressin at night. Its job was to slow down urine production while you slept, so your bladder wouldn't fill up so fast. But as you age, your body makes less of it. That means your bladder keeps filling, whether you're asleep or not. And it doesn't stop there. Add in common health conditions like diabetes, high blood pressure, or an enlarged prostate for men, and the problem multiplies. On top of that, medications can play a big role. Diuretics, which many seniors take for blood pressure or heart issues, are literally designed to push water out of your system. Take those too late in the day, and you're guaranteed a midnight bathroom trip. Even simple habits, like that comforting cup of tea before bed, or the habit of sipping water right up until you lie down, can sabotage your sleep. Now let's pause here. None of this is random. None of this is your fault. These are real, biological, chemical, and lifestyle factors at work. Once you know them, you can start to take back control. Now here's the myth that keeps too many seniors stuck. It's just part of aging. Nothing you can do about it. How many times have you heard that? Maybe from a friend, maybe even from your own doctor. But let me ask you, if 10 of your friends all started complaining about constant back pain, would you shrug and say, "Well, I guess that's just old age," and leave it at that? No. You'd look for solutions, you'd get it checked, you'd try to ease the pain. The same goes for waking up at night. Just because it's common doesn't mean it's normal. Common doesn't mean inevitable. Common doesn't mean you're powerless. This mindset is what traps people. They accept it as their new normal, and they don't even try to make changes that could completely transform their nights. But I want you to hear this clearly. You are not stuck. No matter your age, no matter how long you've been struggling, there are steps you can take right now to improve your sleep and protect your health. You just need to stop believing the lie. So let's take a breath and recap. You've heard Margaret's story. You've learned how your bladder, muscles, and hormones change with age. And you've seen the biggest myth, the one that says this is just the way life has to be, get torn apart. Which part of this hit home for you? Was it the science, the story, or the myth-busting? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one. By now, you already understand how dangerous broken sleep can be. We're not just talking about tired eyes. We're talking about falls, memory loss, weakened immunity, and a faster decline in health. And yet some of you are still watching without subscribing. If that's you, it means one of two things. Either you don't care about fixing the problem, or you're waiting until it's too late. And if that's the case, Then at least be honest in the comments. Tell us why you'd refuse to take one simple step that could help you or someone you love, because I guarantee others will wonder the same. All right, let's get into what you can actually do, starting tonight. Solution 1. Tame your liquids. Stop drinking anything 2 hours before bedtime, especially tea, coffee, or alcohol, because they act as diuretics and make your bladder even more active. Solution 2. Strengthen your bladder. Yes, you can train it. Kegel exercises aren't just for women, they help men too. By practicing short squeezes of your pelvic muscles several times a day, you build control and reduce urgency. Solution 3. Check your medications. Don't ever stop taking what your doctor prescribed, but do ask whether the timing can be shifted. Sometimes moving a pill to the morning instead of the evening makes all the difference. Solution 4. Watch your salt. High salt during the day causes your body to hold onto water. At night when you're lying down, your body finally releases it, and it floods your bladder. Cut back on salt, and you'll cut back on bathroom trips. Solution 5. Lifestyle tweaks. Move your body during the day. Even a 20-minute walk helps. Keep your room cool and dark. Build a bedtime routine that tells your brain, it's time to rest. Small steps, but when you add them together, the results are huge. Let me share another example. David, 68 years old, believed he was doomed to sleepless nights forever. He laughed when I told him about these solutions, but he tried anyway. He stopped drinking water after 8 p.m., started doing his exercises in the morning, and asked his doctor to shift one of his medications. Within weeks, he went from waking up 4 times a night to just once. One change led to another. With better sleep, his mornings became sharper. He felt safer moving around the house at night. His wife said, "I finally have my husband back." That's the kind of difference we're talking about. Not small, life-changing. And here's the final piece most people ignore: prevention. Don't just fix the problem once it's already stealing your nights. Build habits that guard your rest before it slips away. Create a calm sleep environment. Cool room, no glowing TV screens, no bright phones blasting your eyes at midnight. Respect your bedtime like an appointment you cannot miss. Move during the day. Gentle stretching, walking, light exercise, because an active body is a regulated body. When you stack prevention on top of solutions, you give yourself the best shot at sleeping through the night and waking up refreshed, not groggy, not dragging, but alive. So here's what you've learned tonight. The story of Margaret, the science of why it happens, the myth that keeps people stuck, the solutions you can start today, the real-life turnaround stories, and the habits that prevent this problem long-term. Now it's your turn. Which one of these steps will you try tonight? Comment below. I want to hear your plan. And remember, your story might inspire someone else to take action too. Let's take a moment here, because I know this is not easy. You've been listening closely, you've been nodding along, maybe even recognizing yourself in some of these stories. And deep down, you're probably thinking, that's me, that's my struggle, that's exactly what I'm going through. Yes, it's frustrating. Yes, it's exhausting. And let's be honest, sometimes it's frightening. You lie in bed, you finally start drifting into that precious deep sleep. And then, almost like clockwork, your bladder pulls you awake. You shuffle out of bed, maybe gripping the edge of the wall for balance, hoping you don't bump into something. By the time you return to bed, you're not just awake, you're restless. The comfort you had a few minutes ago feels gone. And you know what comes next. You'll lie there, staring at the ceiling, wondering how long it'll take before sleep finally finds you again. And here's the part that no one talks about. It's not just the nights that get ruined. It's the mornings too. You wake up feeling like you've barely slept at all. Your mind feels foggy, your body feels heavy, and sometimes the smallest tasks, walking to the kitchen, remembering where you left your keys, or even holding a conversation, feel harder than they should. But I need you to hear this. You are not alone. Millions of seniors every single night fight the exact same battle. They wake up once, twice, sometimes 5, 6 times. They feel the same frustration, the same fear of falling, the same exhaustion the next day. And yet, many of them also feel the same discouragement you may feel, that maybe this is just part of getting older, that maybe this is just how it has to be. But let me stop you right there. It does not have to be this way. Every single wake-up, every single trip to the bathroom, every single groggy morning, it's not just a curse, it's not just old age, it's a clue, a signal, a whisper from your body saying, something needs attention, something can be improved. Think about it like a detective story. Every time you wake up, your body is handing you another piece of evidence. Maybe it's pointing to too much fluid before bed. Maybe it's showing you that your medications need adjusting. Maybe it's hinting that your bladder muscles need strengthening, or that your sleep routine isn't supporting you the way it should. Each wake-up is a clue, and if you choose to ignore those clues, then yes, you'll stay stuck in this cycle. But if you lean in, if you listen, if you start piecing those clues together, you can change the ending of the story. Because here's the truth. Small steps matter. Maybe tonight, you cut off your fluids just a little earlier. Maybe tomorrow, you turn off the TV 15 minutes sooner and give your mind permission to wind down. Maybe this week, you talk to your doctor about whether your medications could be taken at a different time. These are not huge, overwhelming changes. They're small, steady adjustments that build up like bricks, one on top of another, until suddenly you've built a foundation for better nights. And I've seen it happen. I've heard it in the voices of people who once thought they'd never sleep through the night again. There was Thomas, age 74, who used to wake up 5 or 6 times a night. His wife told me she could hear him sigh with frustration every time he climbed back into bed. But after making just 2 changes, cutting out late-night drinks and walking for 20 minutes each afternoon, he now wakes up only once a night, and sometimes not at all. He says the biggest change isn't even the sleep, it's the mornings. He wakes up with energy, he feels sharper, he feels more alive. Or take Sarah, 69 years old. She'd given up hope. She thought broken sleep was just her new normal, but after building a calming bedtime routine and checking with her doctor about her medications, she started noticing longer stretches of rest. Now she feels less anxious, less forgetful, and she says the simple joy of waking up after an uninterrupted night is something she never thought she'd feel again. Do you see what I'm saying here? Better nights are not just possible, they're waiting for you. But it begins with a decision to listen, a decision to act, a decision to believe that you are not powerless, that your health is not slipping beyond your reach, that you still have the ability to change the way your nights feel and the way your days begin. Because here's what you deserve. You deserve to lie down at night and feel confident that your body will let you rest. You deserve to sleep deeply without fearing the next trip to the bathroom. You deserve to wake up with energy, with clarity, with the strength to enjoy your day. You deserve mornings that feel refreshing, not punishing. And yes, you can get there. Not overnight, not with a snap of your fingers, but with patience, with steady habits, with small changes that add up to something greater than you can imagine. So the real question is this: will you give yourself permission to try? Will you choose to listen to the signals your body is giving you, not as burdens but as messages? Because the truth is, you are not broken, you are not hopeless, and you are not alone. You are simply at a crossroads. One path is frustration, exhaustion, and risk. The other is possibility, improvement, and rest. And tonight, right now, you get to decide which path you'll take. Let's pause and bring everything together. Because after nearly 4 hours together, we've uncovered something important. Something that could truly change the way your nights feel and the way your days begin. The big mistake most seniors make isn't just getting older, it's the nighttime habits. It's the glass of water or tea too close to bedtime. It's the sugar snack that spikes your system just when your body should be slowing down. It's the medications taken at the wrong hour, nudging your bladder awake while you're trying to sleep. And it's the hidden health issues like weak pelvic muscles, enlarged prostate, or blood pressure pills that silently work against you. One habit alone might not ruin your night, but together, they add up, they combine, they rob you of your deep sleep, your morning energy, and sometimes even your confidence to live freely. So let me ask you, which habit are you guilty of? Is it the late night drinks? Is it the sugar cravings just before bed? Or maybe it's simply forgetting to wind down, staring at the TV, or scrolling through your phone until your eyes burn. Be honest with yourself, and if you're brave, be honest with me too. Comment below and share it, because when you put it into words, you take the first step toward changing it. And now, I want to speak to your heart for just a moment. If you've made it this far, it means you care about your health. You want better nights. You want stronger mornings. You're looking for solutions, not excuses. And that already sets you apart. But don't stop here. If you found even one moment of value in this journey together, subscribe to Elderly Spring. Because every single week, I bring you insights like these, practical tips, science-backed advice, and real solutions that bring peace, strength, and confidence back into your later years. Subscribing isn't just about another video. It's about surrounding yourself with a voice that reminds you that you're not alone, that your struggles have answers, and that your health is still in your hands. And listen carefully to this part. If after watching nearly 4 hours of life-changing advice, you still won't subscribe, then at least be brave enough to explain in the comments why. Because let's be real, ignoring this channel won't stop your sleepless nights. It won't make the morning exhaustion go away. It won't protect you from the risks of poor sleep, falls, memory loss, weaker immunity, and the toll it takes on your heart. But hitting subscribe? That could be the very first step to ending them. Not because subscribing magically fixes everything, but because it keeps you connected to solutions, to reminders, and to encouragement that you need on this journey. And if you think you'll just figure it out alone, ask yourself, how has that worked so far? How many nights have already been lost? How many mornings wasted in fog? How many moments with your family and loved ones missed because your body was too tired to keep up? You don't need to carry this alone, and you don't need to guess anymore. That's why I created the Elderly Spring Sleep Wellness Kit. It's not just a product, it's a guide. Step by step, it shows you how to put everything we've talked about into action, from simple bedtime habits to natural support, to the routines that help your body rest deeply again. The link is right there in the description. Don't just think about it, take action, because the longer you wait, the longer your body suffers, and the sooner you start, the sooner your nights begin to change. But before I let you go, I want to leave you with this. You deserve this. You deserve nights that refresh you, not punish you. You deserve mornings that bring clarity, not fog. You deserve days that feel alive, not drained. And you deserve to know that aging does not mean surrender. So thank you, from the bottom of my heart, for spending this time with me. Thank you for caring enough about yourself to learn, to listen, and to take the first step toward change. Stay strong, stay informed, and above all, stay hopeful, because better nights are waiting for you. And I'll see you in the next video.